Evening all, my name is Barry Crampton and welcome to yet another episode of Not the Evangelist News. At least it's not the news the evangelist would hope for. Just trying to set the record straight, a bit like Keir Starmer, my dad's a tool maker. Actually, my dad was a tool maker, but he was a real tool maker too, so you know, get your little digs in. I don't mind, I'll wait. But what I was trying to say is I'm not an EV hater. I just hate all the lies and all the idiots around. And God, do they seem to attract some people. I've said it before, it's like a religion. And if you don't believe in their religion, they hate you. I don't hate anybody. I'm getting there with some of them. I've got to be honest, especially one who keeps appearing on my timeline. Now, I'm actually going out in a very short while, and I wasn't going to do anything today, but I made the mistake of looking at Twitter, or X, as some people call it these days. And this chap's posting on my timeline again. He's coming out with all sorts of old pony and trap, honestly. He really is. And one of the tweets today is just the way that these evangelists think. Leasing. They all say, I lease my car, so depreciation doesn't matter. Well, it does. Honestly, it does. And if it doesn't matter to you, I mean, not too long ago, lots of these people, they'd got cars on an agreement and the company was going bust and got them back, took them back off them. Depreciation does matter because they couldn't afford to have the cars depreciating anymore and they took them back. That was kind of a leasing company or a short-term hire or whatever. Do you know, I can't remember the name, but somebody tell me in the comments because I've got some followers who are really blooming clued up. Depreciation does matter. And I will tell you one of my other old motor trade stories, depreciation doesn't matter. Very early on in my career, we took a new shape BMW. The shape, it was a 316i, I think it was 316i. Beautiful car, a red metallic with light grey cloth upholstery, and it had a sunroof. And we had a customer come in. It was quite a hard guy to deal with, to be honest. He really was. He was very, very difficult to deal with. Everybody's reasonably difficult to deal with. And we have this thing in the motor trade, and it's called the sag factor. When somebody's agreed a deal, or in the old days, you could tell when they were ready because they just had tells, like if you were playing poker. They had a tell. One of them was, is my checkbook there? Like virtually, I'm ready to deal. And the salesman would know. Or that sort of thing. And I used to work with a guy, David Flett from BMW, Scottish guy, very dry sense of humour. And he used to ask, you know, can we have a deal? And the guy would say, I haven't brought my checkbook with me. And David would say, I love a guy who pays cash. and the guy on the other side of the table, you know, because once you touched hands, that was a deal in the old days. It's not now. You know, I was talking to a chap yesterday, and somebody had left a massive deposit on a car. Kept him waiting for a month. It was hundreds of thousands of pounds, this car, and then decided he didn't want it. You know, that's it. I don't want it anymore. I want my money back. So yeah, that was in the old days. Back to Mr. Chew. Mr. Chew was hard work until he decided he was going to have a car off us. And his shoulders dropped and he became more relaxed. And then he was all right to deal with. We'd done it, we'd broken the ice, we'd agreed a deal. Mr. Chew bought this car. He'd always wanted a BMW. He'd retired, he'd always wanted a BMW. Decided to treat himself. Probably about a month later, his widow rang. Mr. Chew had sadly passed away. Could we buy the car back or sell it for them? Mr. Chew, even when He experienced a sag factor, he was comfortable with it. He didn't expect that his wife would be getting rid of it in 4 weeks' time. We sold the car for her, she didn't lose a lot of money. I could not do that today with a EV. It just doesn't happen. So as much as you think depreciation doesn't matter, Mr. Chu thought depreciation won't matter. Mr. Chu thought him and his wife would be going on long trips, you know, day trips, enjoying it, but it didn't. So depreciation doesn't matter until it does. Don't kid yourself, depreciation doesn't matter. It does. Also, this chap's going, I've got my EV on a lease. Let me just, I'll tell you exactly, because next minute he'll be accusing me of lying again. It is, my Tesla lease is just coming to an end, so I have real numbers, not imagined. But it's irrelevant, as anything that you see as high depreciation isn't my problem. Alternatively, Tesla overpriced in first place and they didn't make margin they hoped for 3 years ago. Is Elon skin? Well, yeah, he's on his way to being a trillionaire, he's that skin. Anything that you see as high depreciation isn't my problem. So how do you think a lease is calculated? Do they just think, oh right, well, you know, if we make profit, we make profit or not? Or do they have highly paid residual value specialists? They've not done a good job with depreciation on EVs, I have to say. They didn't see it coming and they got caught out. One of my other followers tells me, and he's posted on my timeline, I'll try and find that and cut it in, because he tells me, I think it's somebody's about ready, they don't want to do it, they're going to post 140 million loss on their EV stock. They don't want to do it, you know, no doubt the shares will crash, I don't know. But, so lots of people have got caught out, but you try and, you have a residual value, a forecast residual value, just like you do with a normal PCP or a lease purchase where you're responsible for the residual. So if the car's worth less than the residual that was set at the beginning, then you've got to either pay them that or finance the negative equity. I've just done another one, somebody selling a Tesla on, and he's put a note that he can finance the negative equity. Now he's probably part-exed the car or put a huge deposit in. He's paid the payments, the monthly payments for 17 months, and he's still in negative equity after all that because the car's depreciated faster than he can pay for it. And I'll try and cut that in too. So KW here, or double penetration automation as we like to call him, that seems to annoy him. He thinks that depreciation doesn't matter on a lease. So then somebody else and I won't name him, I won't name this chap because he's let's call him Deep Throat. If anybody's watched the was it Watergate with Dustin Hoffman and Robert Redford, you'll know who Deep Throat was, and it was a real character, brought down a government. So we'll call this guy Deep Throat. He sent me an example which he couldn't believe, and when I looked at it, I couldn't believe it either. I've seen some other ones, but this is brilliant because it has there's one car for sale which is used with 33 miles on it and registered December 2023. Still not sold. And then there's another car, supposedly brand new, I don't know where they're going to get it from, but there's a lease worked out on it. So here we go. Let me find it. Here we go. So that's I think his name's Kahith or something, but strange name, Kahith. I've never heard that one before. So this is my reply, including KW's tweet. So, case in point here, look, I know he's a bit odd anyway, but it won't sink in that the leasing company has blown its brains out again, and unless one of his relations works in the residuals department, they will have learned a vitally and costly lesson. For instance, someone has just sent me this example, Deep Throat. So you pay £40,744.80 for a car that they come and collect at the end of the lease. Now you think, well, you know, 40, if that's a Tesla, that's, no, you know, it's not too bad. If it's a Merc, it's not too bad. This is a Honda E. And the advert is from £566 per month. Even £566 a month, you know, it's got you scratching your head. At the side in the small print, it says £6,791 initial payments, 60-month contract, 6,000 miles per annum. So to do 30,000 miles in 5 years, it's going to cost you 40 grand in a little car. Yeah, it's just stupid. So then we go, how leasing works. Again, that's a bigger thing, so you can actually see it. £565.90, 6,790.80 initial payment, 60-month contract, £6,000 a year. And again, that's the calculator, so you can customise it yourself if you don't want it on 60 months. I've not done it because that's horrific anyway. And 60 months these days, that's what most people would take out on a new car, I would say. But again, how leasing works, because I wasn't sure whether you ended up with a vehicle at the end of it. If you did, it wouldn't be too bad. You know, it's still bad, but not too bad. But it says here, at the end of your term, we'll collect the vehicle from your home address. So you give them 40 grand, and then they come and pick it up, take it away and sell it. Marvellous. Absolute fantastic deal. So then we go down to another example. Oops, we would do, yes, I'm going to get a mouse. I'm going to get a mouse, honestly. So, or I suppose instead of paying £40,744.80 for a lease, you could get this pre-registered 33 mile December 2023 pre-registered one that isn't going anywhere anytime soon. And chucky it up, meet get HP. And chucky it up for £22,000. Make the dealer's day and keep it forever. I lease my car and I don't suffer depreciation. Okay, tell me, what happens if your nose itches when you're in your straitjacket? It must be a struggle. Because you must be mad. You know, double penetration there. You must be mad, because this guy hangs on my every word, watches every video, and then as soon as I post something, he's straight on, you know, and making stuff up, you know, taking things out of context and making it up. So here we go. We've got this example. It's £22,000. It's a 2023 73. So that's the old plate. It's last year's technically, even though, and it's done 33 miles. Even though it was registered on the 21st of the 12th, 2023, and it's only done 33 miles. You could buy that car for 22 grand. If you've got 22 grand in your pocket and you like them, that would be brilliant. You know, I'd drive around in that. I like them. It'd be perfect for me. Absolutely perfect. You know, but they can't sell it, so it's not perfect for everybody. And with used cars, used EVs flying off the forecourts, it makes you wonder why they can't sell it, doesn't it? You know, new to 12-month-old EVs, sales are up 52%, but yet this has been around 9 months and it's not sold yet. And it's cheap, because at one time they were going, was it 30 grand or something? So it's cheap, but it's never sold. And before it never sold, when it was registered in December, it had probably been sat in the compound or the showroom for 12 months, 2 years. There you go. So that's a quick lesson in leasing, and it's my EV news bulletin for today. Hope you've enjoyed it. Please like and subscribe. My father was a tool maker and I want to retire. This is my job now. And to be honest, I'm really enjoying doing it. I wish, if people told the truth, I wouldn't be able to say a thing, but they don't. So, thanks for watching. See you in the next video. Bye-bye.